There is a specific kind of unsettling quiet that settles over a neighborhood just as the sun is rising, before the day's traffic and noise truly begin. It's the hour when things are caught between the shadows of the night and the light of the morning. For our storyteller, Gigi, that quiet morning was Tuesday, around 6:30 a.m. It was an ordinary chore, taking out the trash, but it led her down an alleyway and straight into a disturbing encounter with the unseen. I am Paul, and you are listening to Stories Philippines podcast. Gigi's home was located at the very end of a long, straight alleyway, or esquinita. Before you even reached the entrance to this alley, there was a patch of land that held a distinct, foreboding feature. A large, fenced-off area that looked like a tangled patch of jungle or a small forest. This green, dense space took up nearly half the width of the path, a perfect shadowy boundary between the concrete world and the wild, untamed realm. The chore that morning involved a large amount of garbage, which is only collected twice a week in their area. To manage the load, Gigi and her mother used an old dog stroller, the type you pull, like a small wheeled bassinet. Gigi made 3 trips in and out of the alley to the trash collection point. The first 2 trips were uneventful, and her mother walked with her back to the house. It was on the second return trip that the strangeness began. By now the dog stroller was empty, and Gigi was pulling it alone. As she passed that massive, silent patch of forest, she heard it. 3 distinct whistles or hisses directed at her. The sound, the sitsit, is chillingly significant in Filipino folklore. It's not a friendly greeting. A whistle from the shadows, especially in a quiet, isolated place, is often believed to be the call of a non-human entity, a kapre, a tikbalang, or some other earthbound spirit, attempting to get a person's attention, to lure them off the path, or simply to acknowledge their presence. Gigi didn't need folklore to tell her the whistle was wrong. She felt it instinctively and quickened her pace. Her mother turned the corner toward the house, leaving Gigi alone in the narrow esquinita. And that is when the empty stroller suddenly grew heavy. She didn't dare look back. The sheer, inexplicable weight felt like someone or something had just climbed aboard. She could feel the sudden, unnatural resistance against her pull. Fighting the terror and the invisible burden, she dragged the stroller as fast as she could until she reached the safety of her home. 1 small bag of trash remained, so Gigi quickly went back out for a 3rd, final trip. This time, without the stroller, the walk should have been fast and simple. She was on her way back home, walking quickly through the alley, when a stone suddenly appeared and dropped or was thrown right in front of her path. It wasn't a large rock, nor was it tiny. It landed with a purpose, a definite presence. Gigi tried to rationalize it, thinking maybe the wind had blown it, but the memory of the heavy stroller and the 3 whistles was too fresh. This wasn't a natural phenomenon. This was a deliberate act, a warning, a playful taunt, or a final attempt to get her attention from the thing that lurked in that jungle patch. Gigi's experience is classic. It involves a threshold, the alley, and a place of wild, untamed nature, the forested area. In Filipino folklore, these places, the large old trees, the unkempt jungle patches near human dwellings, are the precise homes of the elemental spirits. The most likely culprit in this instance, given the whistling and the proximity to the ground, riding a stroller, could be a few things. A playful encanto. These are spirits of nature, often neutral or slightly mischievous. The sit-sit is a common feature of their interactions, meant to startle or draw humans in. Placing an invisible weight on an object is well within their perceived powers. A tikbalalang or kapre. While the whistle fits, these are typically associated with large trees and rarely manifest near the ground in this manner. However, they are powerful earth spirits who are notorious for playing tricks, like confusing or disorienting people on paths. Pinagalaruan. A duwinda, the more common choice for small, ground-based interaction. A duwinda, or dwarf, is a small earth spirit. While they don't usually whistle, their playful or mischievous nature perfectly matches the sudden, unexplained weight and the sudden appearance of a thrown object. They often use pebbles and small stones to get attention. The entity had marked Gigi as she was alone and vulnerable. When she ignored the 3 whistles, it tried the more direct approach of making the empty carriage incredibly heavy. When she still refused to look, it culminated in the warning stone, a final, tangible proof that she was not alone. Jaden's account is not just a tale of an ordinary morning gone wrong. It's a powerful reminder that even in our modern, busy lives, the boundary between the known and the mystical remains thin, particularly near those little pockets of nature we've left undisturbed. That sit was a call from the ancient world, and Gigi's refusal to turn around might have saved her from a much darker encounter. If you've been listening, I encourage you to be brave like Gigi. Share your own close encounters with the spirits that inhabit the Philippine landscape. Visit storiesphilippines.com to submit your story for a chance to be featured. And if you want to help keep the lights on so we can continue sharing these chilling stories, please consider supporting us. You can find links to our Patreon and other platforms in the show notes. Every contribution helps us bring you more exclusive content and early releases. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to the podcast, and share this episode with someone who enjoys a good, authentic scare. Do you think the heavy stroller was a playful duende or a more malevolent spirit trying to lure Gigi into the wild patch of trees?